All these men and women had was their faith.
Yeah.
They didn't have the money. They didn't have the resources. They didn't know how it was going to come to pass. They didn't know what they was doing. They only had their faith. They had the faith the size of a mustard seed. As you see, mustard seed, that was the smallest seed ever. So they had enough faith just to say, God, I'm taking you at your word. God, I don't have the money in my pocket to do what you called me to do. God, I don't have the resources to do everything that you called me to do. But what I do have is faith.
Yes.
Do you have the word of faith that can begin to activate what God wants you to have? One thing about these men and women of God, all of them died in their faith, not having received the promises, but having seen them afar off. But they were fully persuaded. So we gotta have the now faith. It's our now faith that begins to move God. It's our now faith that begins to excite God. It is our now faith that God honors. We gotta understand one thing, that there's a difference between faith and having now faith. Faith simply says that I believe God for what I can't see. Now faith says I believe God for what I can't see and for the impossible. So when you have the now faith, you believe God for the things that are far off, and you also believe Him for the impossible. Hebrews 11:6, right in our same text, it says that, but without faith it is impossible to please God.
Yes, sir.
Without faith it is impossible to please God. So that means we can't even please God if we don't have faith. That means we can't even do the things that God has called us to do if we don't have faith. That means we really can't walk to the things that God has for us if we do not have faith. For without faith it is impossible to please God. For he that cometh to God must believe that He is, and that He is rewarder of them that diligently seek Him. So our now faith requires us to seek God. Our now faith requires for us to get into the presence of God. Our now faith requires for us to get right there in the presence of God so much that the only thing that we see, sleep, and breathe is God. Our now faith requires us to get right where God wants and allows us to be. That we cannot do that if we are not believing and taking God at His word. So it's our now faith that we have to have. It is impossible to please God apart from our faith, because anyone who wants to approach God must approach Him and believe that He exists. They must approach Him and believe that He can do those very things that we think are impossible for Him to do. That's why our now faith is important for us to have. One last time, somebody scream out now faith. Come on, scream out now faith. Because it's a now faith that's going to bring your future into your presence. It's a now faith that's going to begin to open up doors. It's a now faith that's going to begin to turn back every no into a yes. It's a now faith that's going to begin to make you, that's going to propel you into that next dimension. It's the now faith that's going to get you to that next level. It's that now faith that's going to begin to open up the doors of your entrepreneurism. It's a now faith that's going to begin to make you the head and not the tail. It's a now faith that's going to begin to release the blessings that God has promised you that seem to be held up. It's a now faith that's going to allow you to walk into your destiny, into your purpose. It's a now faith that God says that you can have it right now. Only thing you got to do is believe me. So do you believe God enough to have what you have in your now faith? Or you wait to get on the other side in order to have the things that God has called for you to have? I don't need riches on the other side. I need them now. I don't need money on the other side. I need it now. I don't need healing on the other side. I need it now. I don't need deliverance on the other side. I need it now. I don't need patience on the other side. I need it now. Everything that you know that you need from God, this is the right now time to have what God has promised you. This is the right now time to believe God and So we have to have the right now faith. Not tomorrow's faith. Not next month's faith. Not soon to happen faith. Not it's going to happen faith. But we need right now faith. We need faith right now that can begin to make mountains move. We need faith right now that will begin to shift and shape the atmosphere. That's the type of faith that God is calling for his people, his children to have. He's calling us to have the right now type of faith that will be able to speak to that mountain, speak to that storm, speak out to the wind. We got to understand the reason why most of us can't have that now faith is because we don't even believe the principles that God said that we have. We don't believe the power that God said that we have and the power that God said that we possess. God said that we have power to tread upon serpents. He said that we have power to speak to the mountain, and that mountain shall be moved. He said we have power to speak to the winds. He said that we got power, rulership, dominion over everything that is on part of the face of the earth. So if God has given us the power, that means that we have the power to begin to unlock anything that we need in our now and not have it into our future. If we have the power that God said that we can have all these things, then it's time to start using that power to activate the right now faith that we need in this right now season. Because right now is not the time to play, or right now is not the time to think that God can perform or he might perform it. But right now is the time that you begin to activate your right now faith. Then your right now faith can begin to help change and shift the world. Your right now faith can begin to help somebody else over their storm or that breakthrough or that deliverance that they need. Your right now faith can be the very blessing that somebody else needs that is connected to you.
Yes.
So that's why we have to activate the now faith. Why? Because now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Why? The elders obtained a good report by having now faith. So because they had now faith, they obtained a good report. They obtained the things that God had promised them. We are in a season that God wants to activate our now faith. We are in a season that God said, if you're crazy enough to believe it, then I'm crazy enough to perform it. So what are you crazy enough to believe God for? What are you crazy enough to know that God can do it and his word not return void? What are you crazy enough to grab hold of the spirit in the spirit realm and say, God, I'm crazy enough to believe you for this, and I know that you're going to do it.
Yes.
And then if you really want to get crazy, be crazy enough to ask him for it and then give him a time frame. Because if you're just that crazy, God is just that crazy to perform it.
Yeah.